we're going. So, today is the day that we finish the 00 quant full saber. And I believe there's only 7 decals left to apply, if I am correct. 7, sorry, no, I mean 6 decals left to apply. A couple, 4 on the front of the body, and then 2 on the right leg. So now we have the right leg out. Actually, looking at this, there actually is 7 left, as there needs to be 1 applied to the top, very top of the backpack unit. Yeah, okay, so that definitely doesn't apply on. Okay then. So, with only a couple steps left, we shall begin. Starting with just the leg to get that one out of the way. We wet a rag and then apply the wet cloth to the parts, which are just the sides of like this little front bit to his heel, or to his ankle. And after that, we apply 29 to both sides of it. This sticker is flipping all over the place. And with these stickers that can barely be seen applied to the front half of the left leg, or the right leg is completed. Next up, the backpack unit has 14 applied, so it needs to be facing this direction and has that. So we wet the cloth, clean it off. Just gonna move my camera up a little. There we go, so you guys can actually see what I'm working on. Just notice I have my camera tilted a bit too much. So yep, in this top part here, we've got to wet and dry that bit to clean it off. And then 14 is applied there. With it facing away from you, or like with the part that plugs into the Gundam facing towards you, you can apply the sticker. I'm going to move this arm and then do it from the side because I know which orientation it needs to be in. Now we've got this little bit of detail up here. You can see there's that little bit of white. There's 2 white lines and some bits of text, but of course you need a magnifying glass to read them because they make the text just astronomically small, I must say. And finally, we are on the front of the Gundam, if I'm correct. Yep, the sides have been done, the back's been done. Now all we need to do is apply 7, 30, 40, 41. I just need to check the head. Yep, we've applied that, so there's no problems there. There's just a couple I need left to apply, and then this whole Gundam's finished built. Starting off, remove the front part of the skirt, just in order to make it easier, because you're going to be working with this red bit here, which was partially covered by the bit of the skirt. So removing it will just make it a bit easier to apply the sticker to the waist. Wet that part of the waist. And then dry it off. Then we are taking 30. And applying it on. That's on there nice and properly. As you can see, got some little decal on the red there. So then you apply the part of the waist back on. And that's that done. If I'm correct, yep, next up. We wet the very center of the part above the green part of the GN drive and dry it. This white part here, specifically the center portion of it, as that is where 8 or 7 will apply. And accidentally scrunched up the sticker, and things like that is why we are given 4 copies of 7, so that we can try again and again until we get it. It's on a bit wonky, so I'll try to take it off and apply it back on correctly. Hey, we got it that time. Applying pressure to make sure that it'll actually stay on and down and whatnot. Yeah, okay, this one's just going to keep peeling up. Lovely. So we're going to have to try at it with another one yet again. It's nice that they give us like these extra ones so that we can do this. At the same time, it makes me feel uneasy, like I'm going to like try to be too perfect, but then just run out. And never mind, I actually got it perfect that time. Okay, well it's lower down than it's meant to be. But I'm not going to be picky with it. Yeah. So with that, that means that every single decal has been applied, and thus I finished with building this bad boy. It's been over 11 hours at this point, I'd say, a bit working on this guy, so having him done is very nice. And so all that's left is taking his parts and putting him together. Take the parts that aren't utilized but are like spare pieces and put them all into this Ziploc bag. Some of them may get utilized later. Oh, these two. Yeah, the gun blade stickers don't hold down the very best. Like just the ones down the bottom. Specifically on this one, it seems like the others are fine. Just like specifically this one doesn't want to stay down. Oh, one of this one doesn't want to stay down either. Alright, hopefully those will stay down now. Get all these parts put away, and I think I'm going to go for the grip hands that are used to hold things, as I will have him holding both the full saber and the Buster GN Sword 5. So that these are all the parts that shall be utilized. This won't be his final build. There'll be some posing and whatnot. And I still need to like grab one other thing, I think. I'd say it would be a good idea to grab it. So let's get started then. Obviously, the first thing we're going to be building is the main feature of this Gundam, which is the full saber. So grab the hilt and the blade. And that stickers. Yeah. Stickers will come up and whatnot, so that's fun. Risk told me that I should get like clear spray paint and it'll hold it all down. I don't have access to that. So put together, this is what it looks like. Very snazzy, but it gets even better as the 3 gun blades are attached to it. 1, 2, and finally, this then? Nope. Yeah, I thought it did go like this. Now it's been difficult. Oh, there we go. 3. So this is what the full saber looks like when it is completed. Very nice weapon, I must say. So this will be going off to the side. I'll be showing it in all of its different modes before finishing the build. And then we take the outer shield, or like the upper part of the shield, put it on the inner part. This is able to open up and have the battery rotate backwards in order to become the thruster. Oh, no, guess not. Anyway, it's able to open up and get a thruster, so it like attaches into the back of the 00 quant, though in full saber mode it's unable to do this. I don't think it can anyway. Next up, the sword. We shall grab the blade and the hilt, and they simply combine, and they can be twisted. Or, so this is it twisted, and then this is in its regular sword form. And it has other forms as well, which shall be showcased. Go back to the shield, because I forgot to do it. I actually have to move all the parts off the instructions, because I've forgotten how it all attaches on. Let me get the shield fully put together. So then, starting off, we take the base shield and flip out. On the sides, there's these little bits here. They can be flipped out. Now it adds a little hand on there, which can be attached into the top of the smaller shield bits. I believe like so, and then once attached, it is simply shifted back up slightly in order to attach it in the correct position. The instructions have you put the hilt away, but I've already done that, so that's not a necessary step for me. So yep, attach both of those, and then bring these two off-shooting parts back. By doing this, you are able to expose an inside part which can be lifted out to add other hands that have a different gripping type. And which grip into the upper half of these longer put together two pieces of this little puzzle. That's slid in nicely, and then we simply apply the other one. From this, we have the completed shield with all of its GN bits attached. From this, we are able to, from the back, take these shorter parts, slide them down and tilt them. As you may have noticed, there is a slight line in the white part that the GN blade aspect of it can poke into, thus making room for it to tilt in, putting us in this formation, before which we take the front ones and not disconnecting it from the upper, but using the upper's arms which attach them. Move it. Oh, it disconnected from the main shield, but we will just move it like so. Yes, it's meant to be in this formation, so there is a slight gap in their positions. Oh, hey Risk. Yeah, no, don't worry about being late. We got the final sticker applied, and thus we are now simply putting together the 00 quant full saber. So, with the shield in its more aggressive pose, got the shield and then the blades off to the side poking out in their usual position. Now, seeing as Risk is here and we won't even be using this form, I'll just put it back into its normal formation to show you what it looks like, Risk. And then slide that. Slide that. And this is the shield in its more compact form. Nice and completed. Now we'll put that aside for the moment. And we will get to building the main man himself. 00 quant full saber. Step 1 is putting this part away because I don't need it. Step 1 is simply taking the left arm and the left hand and applying it in, and doing the same for the right. From there, we take the shoulder pads. I believe we'll bring this grey part out so it's like this. I don't know how it got folded up for me. And it slots in between the shoulder part and like the part that plugs into the main body. That all plugged in correctly. The right arm and shoulder looks like this. Simply do the same for the left arm. Wait a sec. I think I might have goofed. No, that's how it's meant to look. Okay. Thought I might have gone the right and left shoulder pads mixed up for a second there. Luckily I haven't. And with that, the left arm is also completed. From there, we take the arms off to the sides and we get the main body of the Gundam. Turn him onto his back and plug in the backpack unit. Once this is properly plugged in, there won't be a click. You take the battery unit, or the GN drive part, and with it facing the correct direction, basically having this little part this little stuff that pokes up at the front or the top. Plug it in and twist. And I messed it up, so it's not locked in place. Put it in and twist. And I don't think it's locked in but I'm not able to get like a proper grip due to its cone shape. And not only that, but I just realized I haven't done 2 of the stickers. So, quickly put those aside. So hey Risk, you get to see the last of the decals being applied. Yes, so 40 and 41 still need to be applied. I forgot to put them on earlier. Now we dry it off. And then oh, I also forgot to apply some to the right arm. Eventually, I'll get 41. Do apologize, it's been slightly problematic. There we go. And it simply applies on, yes, like that. Gonna pop out that white bit because it gets in the way of my big hands. Not perfect, but that's alright. We'll just have to do better with the next one, which is 40 going over on the right side. With that, we have 2 white decals applied to the blue part on the full saber. Yes, we are in the finale, right? The final part. Soon it shall all be over. Taking off this blue gauntlet bit of the right arm because we need to apply some decals to it. 44 and 45 apply to both sides of it. Oh, blowing up parts is the light's not working for you too well. Are there no like tutorials online you could follow? Or you could search up, see if they help? Okay, so with it facing, having the parts that poke, like plug in to the right, take 44. there's one of the stickers applied. Ooh, so you're doing a one-of-a-kind Gundam then, are you? Slightly misaligned as you can see, but we've got the two decals on the right arm's wrist guard thingy-majig. So we apply that back in. Now, with all that done, we get back to the struggle that is putting in the GN drive. No one's crazy enough to do it, huh? Well, someone's got to be insane enough to try it. Okay, so this little switch that you flick. Okay. So the written steps are as followed. Once the backpack, or the backpack unit has been plugged in, this way, the front facing this way, take a small switch bit that is on the bottom and underneath and like kind of hidden away, flick it back until it is touching the backpack unit, take the battery, the GN drive part, with the little nub facing up, put it in, and then twist to the side. Oh, hey Charm. Oh yeah, you got a couple high grades to start out with. Ooh, let me take a little look-see at what you got. Gundam Thunderbolt and Gundam Sinanju and no, not the show, the actual Gundam. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to search through then. During the 1 Year War, they fight in the Thunderbolt sector, Gundam prototypes, episodes, characters, mechanics. Hey, the full armor is in this thing. Mobile weapons. Vehicles and support unit. Thunder. Bolt. Yeah, I have no idea what the Gundam Thunderbolt looks like. Oh, the Sin Nanju looks awesome. Okay, if I'm correct. And then we just... Oh wow, that is awesome, actually. Okay, so I can't show it too well, but there's a little wedge mechanic under here, that little grey bit that's next to the blue. You flip it up in order to put this the whole way in, twist it to the side, and then push it back down, and it's locked in place. It won't turn or anything. Yeah, 4 is flipping it back down, so that just locks it in place. That is actually really cool. Okay, so next up, we take the left leg, flip up the skirt, which would be a felony in most situations, but is a requirement in this one. Building the real grade, so I'm getting a real grade done myself. I've spent well over 11 hours on this thing, or I'd say around 11 hours on this thing. So now we have the legs attached. Due to this thing, it's a bit wobbly right now. Got that on there. There's another sticker that we missed. Do we have another of it? I don't know which one that is. 9. Do we have another 9? We do. Now we dry it. Now we apply 9. Like so. Messed up that sticker, so I'm going to have to use one of the other ones. It is nice knowing that I have some spares and backups in case something goes wrong. Oh, it is very much going to be... Probably going to have one more stream with this bad boy tomorrow. And then he'll be done forever. What sticker goes into the back of his leg? 16. No wonder we had another 16. We hadn't applied it yet. Yeah, so it turns out I missed a whole bunch of decals on this bad boy. How many have I built? I answered that like when I first started streaming to Risk. I'm gonna go get the proper answer because I miscounted back then. So give me a momente. Okay, so I've built a total of 15 Gundams and a couple more just like general Bandai model kits. I have no intention of stopping here. Okay, I actually like how that's done. The arm pegs are poking outwards, as you can see, but the thing is the arms joints are like sideways. So what you do, you gotta put them in a bit of an angle, or just like get it right. Yeah, I'm gonna have quite the collection for when the metaverse releases. Oh no, the metaverse is oh yeah, no, a mixture of grades. Most of them have surprisingly been SD. I built 3 high grades and the Mirasol flight unit for my high grade aerial. 2 real grades. 1 master grade. Wait, no, so 1, 2, 3, and the Mirasol flight unit. So 4 real high grades, plus 2 action bases, plus 1 master grade, 2 real grades, and then the other 6 are 1 of this little pink one that's seen in a previous stream, 2 which is the unicorn and his full armor setup, but like a little thing, the mobile joint series, and then the rest are SDs. So like not overall I've done more SDs and everything else, like more SDs than real grades, more SDs than high grades, but not like majority S grades, SD grades are in my collection. So now, tilt the arm joints so it's at an angle where I can attach in. Actually, I got to take off the shoulder because it doesn't want to attach on while the shoulder's there. Plug that bad boy nice and in. I keep forgetting to. I will do it eventually. Risk. I will probably do it after this stream. Oh, SD or super deformed. No, they're called super deformed. Essentially, their arms and legs are incredibly tiny. Their heads are incredibly large. I'll just go grab one of mine real quick and I'll show you it. In keeping with the 00 theme, this is what an SD looks like. This is the SDXia. Of course, for some parts not coloured, such as these little white, like, line bits coming up from the chest are meant to be yellow. The swords are meant to be red, that sort of thing. Yeah, and also no panel lining, which is just black marker in some little spot. Yeah, he's just a little guy. He's just a little fella. So from here, we shall don the head. And with this, his body is completed. This is what the real grade 00 quant full saber looks like. And I must say, stunning. He looks so good. But we are not done just yet. It's now... Oh yeah, no, SDs are the easiest to build. But sometimes, like with a certain one that I have, so many stickers, it is torture. Yeah, they're not very good for like experience to do, then better ones later on. So we can take the sword, and using this little bit here, we can plug it into the hole on the side of the 00 quant's skirt. Or not, because it's deciding to be annoying, and just unplug instead. I'll just be putting it in a generic position for today, and tomorrow we'll be building a stand. Oh, well, we may have time today. Building the stand, posing, and making a diorama using it and the aerial. Oh, sorry, 16 Gundam things I've built, because I also have the aerial's bit stand for all of its Gund bits. Yeah, no, it's just going to be a very simple diorama of the full saber attacking the aerial, with the aerial putting up its shield in its separated parts. Because if you search up bit holder or whatever, it has like these things which go up and hold all of the parts, but they're releasing... I got the note. So that essentially the stand for the aerial doesn't have enough parts for all of the shield bits, but the Mobile Suit Gundam G-Frame Full Action Gundam Aerial, Permit Score 6, comes with a different one, which it does have enough bits for every, like enough parts for every single bit, and the aerial itself. So that's always fun. So now as you can see, it's a bit of a long sword, but got that bad boy in there, and no balance because we haven't properly posed him yet. Next up, we take the beautiful full saber, which we will be playing around with a bit more in tomorrow's stream to show off what it can do, and plugging it onto the peg in that shoulder with the hole in the back, as you can see there. That's a bit of an awkward position to hold it in. And it slots in quite nicely there. Then we simply bring the arm backwards, and then the top of the arm forwards, then the part which it attaches onto backwards again in order to bring it a bit closer in. That's what that looks like. Of course, like I've really messed up his pose. Finally, the shield has its own peg which plugs into the hole of the arm, which means that you can't reverse their position. With that, we are done. Simply fix up the waist, fix the skirt, the arm can be held inside the shield in order to make it go on a bit nicer. Oh, and a part of the shield came off. So just... it all feels like it's going to fall apart any second. Oh, I hate this feeling. That feeling of it all coming together, that feeling that it's just all going to come apart again, ruin your day. rotate that around like so. Fix the body and that arm. Now bring the sword a bit more forwards and in. Knock off the shoulder pad because bad at this. That is a required step, by the way. These aren't my experiences building. This is a tutorial on how to build this. The scuff is required. Now we take that information that I got on a website on my phone one time, which is essentially take this absolute beaut of a Gundam and tilt it like an S sort of shape. So what you're going to want to do is tilt his legs forwards and slightly out just for structural integrity. Slide the feet in slightly sideways so they're flat again. Then, when the legs are out, bend the knee in order to make it so that it will be flat on the ground. This of course isn't done when posing for flight, but when posing for groundwork, do that. Then tilt the body back on the legs enough that he is stable. And I'll just take a look. Yep, that's a nice S shape going on. And with this bad boy finished, completed, every last part, all the way down to the little stand that we will be playing around with when I show off his different forms tomorrow. Oh, I am Spider-Man without reaction speed. Be careful with it. Like, even if I were to have him on the ground, I'd probably like use a stand to plug into him just to make sure that he doesn't fall over. Yeah. Yes, this is my child and I shall protect it. When Gundam Metaverse eventually comes out, this is what I will be playing as if 00 Ultima is not complete, which it will likely not be. This little baby right here, full saber, full destruction of all my enemies. So, taking him by the legs, give you guys a bit of a better look at him. The full saber on his side. The shield. View up and down of him. One of the arms is like stored inside the little gap in the shield. Fall apart easily? Yes. If it were to like fall over, it is likely that the shield parts will fall out, and maybe like the sword and maybe even the shield and sword themselves fall off it, but it won't like crumble apart. It's just like the looser parts that are meant to come off, like the shield bits, will just fall off and you can just put them back on nice and easy. So with this, it has been many, many hours, and this absolute beaut of a Gundam completed. So I'll be putting him aside in the box to be nice and safe. Oh yes, I positioned him for being on that slanted slope. I've got to reposition him a little. It's a bit too much slant back. Oh yeah, there we go. I got this, my house got hit by an earthquake once, and it was not like a little, it was like a big shake. None of my Gundams fell because I positioned them correctly to be stable and not fall over. They are on shelves high up because I do not have like a glass display box yet. Had they fallen off, it is likely that parts would have broken. Like, not fallen off, I mean straight up just break. I was very lucky that I positioned them nice and correctly. Because the shelves they're on as well shake a little from the slightest touch. Because like they're kind of just nailed in, they're not the best shelves. That's why like I'm now just putting them in a different spot. With all the new ones, I've got them in a different space. I'm so lucky that I got them in a good proper position. Because they would have fallen and shattered and it would have been so sad. And like the first Gundam I ever built, the high grade 00 Sky, would have been gone. So, got a little bit time left for today's stream. With that time, which I'll be building the action base. My first one, actually. First action base. It is action base 5, clear. So, remove everything. This means that we can now get at stuff. Being an action base, it's got a lot of parts, but hopefully we'll just take a little bit of today and a little bit of tomorrow to build. Oh, okay, action bases are way more advanced than what I was expecting. Damn, oh my, this is good, this is cool. Okay, I like this. So first up, taking the nippers. And we just cut out action base BA 1, which is, or 2, which is the base itself. Then action base BA1 is this little piece here, which is used to clip it from just the action base to going into other action bases, which I have another action base which I can apply it to, which will be very good for the diorama. Next up, you take 22 and 23 of action base 5, which is what this one's called. This runner specifically. So and then you get 17 and 18. Being careful not to cut off too much, as there's the part that is needed to stay. And making sure that this part's nice and cut down, yep, good and proper. These parts are all good as well. And there's actually a little gear mechanic in this bit. As you can see, there's some gear shaped bits there. That'll be used for stuff, hopefully. So, 22. You apply that there. Apply this part to the bottom, the gear shaped one. Then taking the other part, a specific formation that it goes in. The two little nubs which I mentioned earlier, which you don't want to get cut off, will line up with the parts and lock in. Then you take 23 and they lock in together in order to form one of the arms. That results in one of the hooks, which has a part that comes out of the side in order to do something. I don't know what this all does yet. I'm hoping that I don't have to learn, because it seems like it would be a pain. Yep, so yeah, we can get that out if we need to. Now, we take... Oh, that's going to be fun when I get to that part. 24 and 25. And they are the other half of this little construction build. Oh yeah, no, action base. Everything, like if you're building Gundams and stuff, everything is do it yourself. Welcome to Sorry, give me a sec. I have a good joke. I just need to remember what the name of the store is. Welcome to IKEA, where you build your own house. Yeah, this is building Gundams is like IKEA. Everything is do it yourself. Yeah, it's like even like the action bases and stuff, you got to put them together. They're not pre-built. So now we slap it together properly. Oh, down here. 17 applies onto 25. 18, facing in the same direction as the other one, applies into 25. Yeah, no, it would definitely be a good mental exercise. I just don't have the brain cells to have a mental exercise. This is done. Oh, okay, so the idea is this bottom part can move, but it has a gear system that you can slightly see. It gets locked by this part up here. So if this is out, then it can move freely, and it's kind of loose. The idea is that you can freely move it to exactly what position you want. When it's in, slap that bit up, and it's locked in place. That is not moving. This part up here is meant for this part to clip into to lock that into place. Though it is a bit rough. And then you got that whole articulation going on. Next up, we take 21, which is this smaller part up here. And it's a far more generic part of the bases. 21 is attached to 28 and 29. So now we come over to this corner. When building actual Gundams, I can say, like, because different parts of the runner will be different colors and stuff, and I can easily tell which side is the top. But this entire thing is clear, and thus it's very difficult to tell. This one connects onto this side, this one connects onto this side, and that makes just your basic part, but it's actually kind of tight and a little bit bigger than most ones. So use it a little bit to make it move properly. Next up is the one I was fearing, but it actually doesn't look too bad. First, get 16. And it's a bit of an awkward position to snip, so you gotta go back over in order to get the nubs. That's nice and done. Then we get 1 and 2. And this is actually an interesting part because there's lots of adapter parts that let it plug into all the different types of plugs that can be found in Gundams. This one is meant to work with literally any Gundam. Like, of course, action bases come with the parts to work with literally any Gundam, but this part in particular works with literally anything out of any single bit of Gundam at all. Hell, it doesn't even have to be Gundam, doesn't even have to be a model kit, could be literally anything. Because this part, which is a bit tough to apply, is straight up Just some grippy claws. They just come in and grab the Gundam. Just by the waist or whatever. Just get it right on there. That's another part finished. It'll be put into just a generic position for now. Now then, we take... Yeah, so there's all sorts of parts here. Oh, there's these like ladder parts here that attach into these two to help hold them into position. Because otherwise they can like slide around if it's too heavy. There's just like a lot of parts that aren't going to get used too much here. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that a lot. How do I describe that even though? So, I'll just show this off because it's cool. And then I'll snip out all the parts and I'm going to have to go grab another plastic little Ziploc bag in order to do it. But yeah, no, putting lights in a high grade, that you're not meant to do that. You probably are going to get yourself killed. Risk. Like, you're taking a big risk on this one, I must say. Kill me. Then you take 4. What is 4? Oh, 4 is 9 and 10 put together. Bit I missed. It refers not to the parts names or whatever, but to the step that it was made in. Okay. It goes together like this. That's what it does. It allows you to disconnect that real quick. Take that and put them together. Plug this side into this little part of the base. Take the ladder, once it has been properly snipped down. There are 3 ladders of varying sizes. So you've got 3 different forms you can put it in. And it's got these 2 small circle parts on the end, which can plug into this little thing. And then, oh, I plugged this on backwards. Just gotta turn that around. So it clips into the base and then it clips into this stand. Yeah, so this one's a little bit big. I'll show it with the shorter piece number 7. I've never worked with an action base before, just like generic bases. This is really cool. Bit tight to put on. Yeah, so I'm not getting that on. Please. But yeah, no, so the idea is you can clip it in and working it in the correct position. Hey, I got it in on both of them. Puts it in a spot where you can take 20, which is these parts. There's 2 20s because there's a bunch of ways you can put it in. So you can do it with like other pieces as well, and also just spare parts. They're always nice. One side plugs into this, one side plugs into the base. Now we've got it in this position, and then you can edit what stage it'll be in as well. And so it's got all sorts of different things you can do. More than that, you can... Yeah, I got 4 viewers, and then only 2 of them are known, and that's Charm and Risk. Gonna have to say this is a call out post on twitter.com. Show yourselves, or I will cry. That is my ultimatum. Okay, so this part also needs 20. But the thing is, 20 also has a whole part, so it can like plug into this one, just also lets it go in. It's just, wow, it's in. That's so cool. And so then it's got parts to adapt it to all sorts of different Gundam types and parts. So I'm going to grab a Ziploc bag, snip everything out, and put it all away, and then I'll be packing up the stream for tonight. So be back in a second. Lurkers, make yourself known, or I will lurk outside your homes. I see one of the lurkers ran away. Nothing but a coward, I see. Okay, if that's nice and open, we start putting all the parts away. And plugging it for maximum storage as well. Some parts like this obviously won't fit in the bag, but that's alright. Alrighty then. Just get all the parts that like get plugged together. Actually, there are no more parts that get plugged together. It's all just adapting pieces. From looking at it, I could actually do this to hold the last of the aerials parts. Use this one for the aerial and get a really good diorama going for the aerial, and then use the other one for the full saber, which doesn't need as much of an advanced one with what design I'm going with. Yep, so just keep snipping everything out until Action Base 5 has been emptied. 4 more parts. And these are the, not 2 more parts, but 8 more bits to snip. And this is the last of the parts. And it's the ones used for master grades, I believe. Because it's what's used on the Wing Zero that I have. Alrighty then. Now we'll go through, make sure all the nubs are nipped before we put the parts away. So yeah, now every single bit has been snipped off. So we'll be finishing up for the night once I put this away. I mean, there may be 1, maximum 2 more streams just working on this and the aerial to get that nice diorama made. Just experimenting with stuff to see how I can make it look good. Yep. Now just 3 more parts to put away. I'll show you one cool thing about the SD Gundam that I brought that I forgot to show off earlier, because it is like the SD Exia is my, like, I have favorite SDs. SD Exia is not my favorite SD, but it has my favorite gimmick out of every single Gundam ever. That is the GN on its drive, or the wheel, like the green part on its GN drive. It spins. It like actually rotates. And that is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Okay, see if I can fit this in. No, just getting a bit stuck on the other ones. Could be able to. Yeah, no, it's too tall. Okay, I tried my best. So it's just gonna be like that for now, since it'll just be opened up again soon anyway. This absolute beaut of a Gundam has been completed. Got to tilt that left knee a little bit more to make it a bit more stable. Tilt that forwards, tilt the head. Absolutely beautiful Gundam. This is my favorite Gundam, hands down. So I will be finishing up for the night, pack everything up super duper fast. Oh, we just got a new viewer and I'm just about to end the stream. Oh, that is perfect timing in just like the worst possible way. Risk, Charm, and whoever my 2 little lurkers are, I will see you guys tomorrow. Or if you guys can make it, I'll see you tomorrow when we finish off this bad boy and the whole diorama setup. So, see ya.